Welcome to Peak TV. I'm Niv Dagan, Executive Director of Peak Asset Management, and we've got Ken Aitken, Managing Director of METGASCO. Ken, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Niv. Good to be with you.
Ken, a fantastic result came out yesterday. You announced a significant upgrade to the Odin Resource. How material is that for the Cooper Basin strategy overall?
Yeah, Niv, it's very material. Since we drilled the well, the Odin 1 well, back in May this year, we intersected a very large gas column, and we always knew that the 12.6 prospective resource was going to grow. But obviously the news from ERC yesterday was that it had almost grown 3 times in size. So the result of a 36.4 BCF contingent resource is excellent for METGASCO and its partners. It's a net 8 BCF number to METGASCO, and that's risen from about 2.4. So it's very material. The discovery is only 7 kilometers away from the Valley field, which is, we discovered last year, and will, clearly it will be tied in. Obviously, joint venture partners have to make a decision on that. But the proximity to Valley, and we'll put a pipeline in that will run very close to Odin. It's highly likely that the already commercial Valley at 33 BCF of reserve, we've now doubled into a sort of 70 BCF joint development. And we call this our string of pearls thesis, where each pearl that's added, or each gas field that's added, which in itself has got some value, but when you add them all together, you can reduce the operating costs by pushing the gas into common infrastructure. So it's a highly valuable outcome, and it's great news for the METGASCO shareholders.
And Ken, just on that, I believe METGASCO have an independent reserve underway on Valley, as you mentioned. Why do you believe that this will deliver an improvement in reserves?
Well, earlier this year we drilled 3 wells, and all 3 had gas, found gas. 2 of these wells were Valley 2 and Valley 3, in addition to Odin 1. Both Valley 2 and Valley 3 found over 150 meters of net gas pay, whereas Valley 1, which was discovered last year, only had 80 meters. And indeed, in one of the wells, Valley 2, we had a number of about 20 odd meters of net gas pay in the Talachi sand, which would flow conventionally, i.e., without stimulation. So we're confident that the data, which is now being reviewed by ERC, the same independent authority that just opined on the Odin Resources, will look at this favorably and provide an upgrade to reserves in Valley.
So, Ken, what are the next steps in the commercialisation of Valley and Odin, the gas discoveries, and when do you think you're able to bring these into production? That's the key.
I'll start with Odin. I mean, Odin is the next step is to do a well test before the end of the year to get gas flow, because we got contingent resources and we want to take that up to the next category, which is reserves, which Valley have. And the way that you would do that is by testing the well, getting with good conventional flow rates out the well. So in the next month or 2, we hope to get the operations and equipment together to do that. So having done that, we then will sit down with the joint venture and make a decision to push this gas into, and combine the appraisal and development with the Valley infrastructure. That should be pretty easy because there's only one uncommon partner, which is Beach Energy, and to utilize a common pipeline makes sense. On Valley, we're pushing forward with the gas sales agreement discussions. We've got a number of Eastern States gas, some oil companies and some aggregators that buy gas in Eastern States. There's a rise in market over there, so all of the customers are very interested in what we've got going with our string of pearls there and the gas side in the Cooper Basin. So they're very interested, and we're working on that, as well as in parallel talking to Santos about a processing agreement for the gas going through the Moomba facility. So these are the two main things there, as well as we've just signed an AFE for the detailed engineering on the 12-kilometre pipeline, which will go from the Valley field close by Odin and then down to the Beckler field, which pushes the gas into the Moomba facility. So that work we have to commit in the next sort of few weeks to long lead items, which will then allow us to develop, get that further appraise this discovery and get the pipeline put in. The pipeline hopefully will be off the balance sheet. We're talking to a company, an engineering company, about installing it, and they want to do it and just tariff us through the pipeline. So that will all of these things and make decisions going forward, a financial investment decision, and the next few months will allow us to get first production in June next year.
And Ken, there's obviously a lot of activity happening in the Perth Basin overall. So how are you progressing with the Cervantes oil exploration project?
We're doing well. We've got a small team progressing it. We're two areas that we're focusing on at the moment is to get our environmental approval to allow us to do the civils clearing of the small amount of hectares of bushland to widen the track and clear the drilling pad. We're working with the EPA on that. We expect towards the end of November to have the approval to then go and start that civils clearing. Also, one of the other key catalysts is putting our foot on a drilling rig. Initially, it'll probably be through a letter of intent and then work through over a two odd month period to finalize the drilling contract. We think that the available rigs around, it's going to be late Q1, early Q2 next year, but we're making good progress and obviously let our shareholders know when we sign some documentation.
Well, Ken, you made a significant progress since we last caught up. Fantastic upgrade as well in the reserves and a lot of activity in the Perth Basin. So say thanks very much for joining us again, Peak TV, and we'll see you soon.
Great, thanks for that. It's a pleasure, Niv.